Jon Jones looked like a world beater in that fight against Stipe. Stipe didn't look like himself. He looked like a guy that hadn't fought in a long time and was 42 years old. But he looked like a world beater. And if that guy shows up to fight Tom Aspinall, he can beat anybody. When Jon Jones beat me that second time, I was really good.
Daniel Cormier didn't whisper his warning. He threw it like a brick through the heavyweight window. Jon Jones can dismantle Tom Aspinall tomorrow. No tune-up, no excuses. Remember how Jones decapitated Cormier at DC's absolute peak? Cormier does, and he swears that same merciless genius is still coiled inside bones, waiting for one clean strike at greatness. So why the months-long stall? The social media sidesteps, the Phuket selfies instead of fight camp sweat. DC calls it needless theater, because the man who mauled Stipe like a sparring dummy hasn't vanished. He's only sharpening the blade. If Jones walks into the Octagon focused, minus the nightlife, the whiskey fog, the trunk full of hardware, Cormier believes Aspinall's speed and swagger melt under the old champion's cold calculus. But every day the bout hangs in limbo, a darker question grows louder. Is Jon Jones protecting a legacy or hiding the first flicker of doubt?
Then when I went into that fight in Anaheim, and he finished me, so I know how good this dude is. But all this other stuff that's going on around the fight, I mean, you're talking about me, you're talking about Francis.
He still hears the thud in his dreams. Cormier rewinds to Anaheim 2017, prime vs. prime, ego vs. ego, and watches Jon Jones slip a high kick past a championship guard, like it was drawn on a whiteboard. One blink later, DC tasted canvas and legacy dust in the same bitter mouthful. That night taught him a truth most fighters learn too late. Jones doesn't simply beat you, he rewrites the script of who you thought you were. Back then, Cormier was an undefeated Olympian at his physical crest, a wrestling anvil hardened by a lifetime of grind. And yet, Jones disassembled him with chessboard poise. Fast forward to today. Aspinall's highlights flash in a viral loop, a blur of 45-second knockouts and footwork that belongs in a lighter weight class. Impressive? Absolutely. But DC's voice cuts through the hype. Jon has already solved faster men, stronger men, Rampage, smarter strategists, Glover. He adapts like water around every new shape, lengthening when you rush, crashing when you hesitate, always 2 moves ahead. Cormier warns that the blueprint hasn't faded. It's only yellowed at the edges while waiting for fresh ink. And if that blueprint unfolds on fight night, the English prodigy may realize he's dancing inside a trap set long before he signed the bout agreement. But before we crown a foregone king, we need to dissect the styles that could flip destiny on its head, because dominance on paper can crumble under pressure in real time.
And I'll go clean, like I'm trying to get in shape. Once I'm in shape and I have like a good sparring, like I had a really good week, and then the next week, maybe I hit the pinnacle where like, okay, I can crush 3-5.
Speed versus reach, blitz versus coil. On paper, Tom Aspinall looks engineered to unseat an aging monarch. His opening combos explode like 2-second flashbangs, and heavyweights simply aren't supposed to cut angles the way he does. Yet Jones has spent a career reducing unfair advantages to empty adjectives. Remember Chael Sonnen's wrestling pedigree? Neutralized. Lyoto Machida's karate timing. Hacked and hard reset against the fence. Jones builds traps in real time. An oblique kick to hobble the lead leg. Fingertips probing range like a thief testing a lock. Then, a sudden level change that drags you into unfamiliar water. Aspinall's hand speed could slice through slower giants, but Jones's 84-inch wingspan keeps danger at a bureaucratic distance. Every mistimed dart risks a clinch, an inside trip, or those razor blade elbows that carve momentum into panic. The Englishman's footwork is poetry until one calf kick turns it limerick.
Tom's head is in the right place. He should want to fight the top guys in the world. I believe that he has time to fight the top guys in the world. As far as fighting me right now, you don't make it this far in a UFC career looking past your opponents.
His jiu-jitsu black belt shines until Jones's top pressure feels like a collapsing roof. Still, youth breeds chaos. One early flurry could rumble the throne before the champion calibrates. That razor's edge is why DC's confidence sounds half prophecy, half warning. Styles interact like chemicals, and sometimes the experiment detonates without a control group. But tactics are only half the equation. Inside every game plan lives a mind that can ignite or implode, and that psychological minefield is our next stop.
Jon Jones wants 6 months. He wants 6 months to prepare for Aspinall. He wants 6 months. He can have them. How would I control it? How would anybody get?
Jon Jones once swaggered into Fight Week with the air of a man who'd hacked the sport's source code, yet today, he stalls behind Phuket selfies and cryptic Bible verses, while Tom Aspinall drums his knuckles for a date, and to Daniel Cormier that smells like hesitation. The undefeated architect suddenly searching for more time suggests even he hears the faint crack in his own armor. But pressure is a boomerang, because every silent sunrise inflates Aspinall's halo. Fans anoint him inevitable king, brands pre-write victory captions, and the moment his first jab skimps on impact, that glowing crown could tighten into a head-squeezing vice whispering, "Are you sure?" Remember, Jones has tiptoed through that psychological minefield 30 times, solving wrestlers, sharpshooters, and headline scandals under arena Klieg lights without losing that predator's grin, while Aspinall has blitzed early tests but never lugged 5-round expectations on a pay-per-view stage. So is Jon's delay a flicker of doubt or the slow, cruel grin of a hunter, letting fresh prey drift just far enough to feel safe? Because when the cage finally locks, the answer will detonate in real time.
Jon Jones is probably watching this, so send him a message.
Hello, Jon. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight, so I'm coming for it.
Rumors out of Albuquerque have morphed into a full-blown siren. In the dead of night, Jon Jones allegedly barged into his old gym reeking of whiskey, stomping a wild Dagestani dance while waving a sidearm like a neon thrill sign. Witnesses claim he dragged a stunned teammate to the parking lot, popped his trunk, and unveiled a small arsenal: rifles, scopes, tactical gear, raving about going to war. It's the ugliest deja vu imaginable for fans who thought the DUIs, hit and runs, and courtroom grimaces were ghosts he'd finally exorcised. Cormier shakes his head, saying greatness and self-destruction have always shared the same bloodstream in Jones. When the discipline needle spikes, he's the sport's final boss, but when the chaos needle jumps, even immortality gets a hairline crack. And here's the million-dollar tension. That crack might not matter once the cage door slams. Bones has a history of stumbling into Fight Week and still painting masterpieces. But if this latest spiral bleeds into camp, Tom Aspinall won't need a perfect game plan. He'll just have to let gravity finish what Jon's demons started. The question hanging above the Octagon lights: which version shows up when the music hits?
If I get to, like, now that I have this, I'll bring this and we'll just do like an open cork fee, and I'll have like a shot on the rocks, just nice and easy, and just puts me to sleep. And I've been doing that for years now at this point. And
Kamaru Usman has no interest in drifting into the background while highlight reels replay Leon Edwards' head kick on loop. At 38, joints creak and recovery takes longer. Yet his mind is locked on a comeback that ricochets through 2 divisions. The route begins with Joaquin Buckley, an explosives expert who swings wider than he guards. Usman sees angles, not danger. Slide inside the first looping hook, dump Buckley to the mat, let elbows and body triangles remind everyone why 15 straight men once drowned beneath that pressure. A dominant return win rewrites the commentary from over the hill to back in the hunt, and it drops him into the path of whoever survives Makhachev versus Della Maddalena. Usman knows Islam's suffocating top game better than most analysts, and he respects Della's piston left hand, but he believes championship muscle memory beats fresh hype once the adrenaline dump hits round 4. Slip past that test, and a bigger headline waits.
Like I mentioned, Buckley is, I like this. I like the fact that he's done his job. He's done well enough to be in this position right now to where we have to respect him.
Middleweight gold against Dricus du Plessis. The idea sounds reckless until you recall this is the same wrestler who hauled Colby Covington across 5 rounds with a compromised knee and stuffed Gilbert Burns' black belt guard like it was yesterday's homework. Usman's training log still opens before sunrise. Sparring rounds stretch 2 songs longer than scheduled, and each ice bath is a silent referendum on how badly he wants one more shot at immortality. Doubters say the window slammed shut. Usman answers that greatness isn't a window at all. It's a grind you choose every single morning.
Gilbert down here hit me like, bro, that's my boy. I just got crushed because you and I started training together with this dream of becoming a champion. I had to end that for you at that time, and that hit me really, really hard. It was a lot of pressure.
Daniel Cormier has laid it out. Jon Jones still owns the reach, the timing, and the in-fight problem-solving that chewed through 3 generations of contenders. Tom Aspinall counters with youth, knockout speed, and the sense that destiny just texted him a date. Aljamain Sterling and Ilia Topuria prove a champion can toast the night before battle and still dominate. But Jones's latest whiskey-fueled gym storm shows how thin the line is between looseness and free fall. Kamaru Usman's comeback blueprint only cranks the pressure. Legends refuse to fade and every division hums with upheaval. So the heavyweight question is blunt. Will the laser-focused craftsman who folded Stipe in 2 minutes walk to the Octagon? Or will the demons with the rifles and midnight dance moves ride shotgun to the arena? If it's the former, expect oblique kicks, clinch trips, and elbows that close the show before Aspinall unleashes his third combination. If it's the latter, one hurried hook could end the longest reign in modern MMA and crown a new king overnight. Brace yourself now. When the contract finally lands, the build-up will be short, the stakes enormous, and the result bound to rewrite highlight reels for years. Smash subscribe so the bell reaches you first, not after the dust has settled.
Is Jon Jones scared to fight you?
Yes. Jon is conning the public. The fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year.
Is that fight fucking happening?
Daniel Cormier has laid it out. Jon Jones still owns the reach, the timing, and the in-fight problem-solving that chewed through 3 generations of contenders. Tom Aspinall counters with youth, knockout speed, and the sense that destiny just texted him a date. Aljamain Sterling and Ilia Topuria prove a champion can toast the night before battle and still dominate, but Jones's latest whiskey-fueled gym storm shows how thin the line is between looseness and free fall. Kamaru Usman's comeback blueprint only cranks the pressure. Legends refuse to fade and every division hums with upheaval. So the heavyweight question is blunt. Will the laser-focused craftsman who folded Stipe in 2 minutes walk to the Octagon? Or will the demons with the rifles and midnight dance moves ride shotgun to the arena? If it's the former, expect oblique kicks, clinch trips, and elbows that close the show before Aspinall unleashes his third combination. If it's the latter, one hurried hook could end the longest reign in modern MMA and crown a new king overnight. Brace yourself now. When the contract finally lands, the build-up will be short, the stakes enormous, and the result bound to rewrite highlight reels for years.
So I'm not ducking Tom Aspinall. If I failed to fight Stipe, I would be ducking Stipe because we contractually have been signed up to fight over a year ago. This is Stipe's position.
Every division is ticking, and the heavyweight clock is loudest. Jon Jones either marches in laser-focused, snuffs Tom Aspinall with oblique kicks and clinch elbows, then smirks while history reloads, or he drags his midnight chaos into fight week, hands the English phenom one clean angle, and watches a new era ignite on live pay-per-view. Sterling sips whiskey, Topuria clinks glasses, Usman grinds toward a 2-belt farewell run. Each story says, champions bend rules until they break or become legend. Which side of that line will Jones stand on when the lights snap white? Drop your pick in the comments, hit subscribe, and stay locked, because the moment pen meets paper, we'll break every twist before the echo fades.